Okay, good evening. We are continuing with turn on Vav. We are learning Seif Ches, Seif Zayin, section sign. That until now we explained how every person has malchus, and he needs to use this malchus to lead people towards the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and the way it's done is through Esek HaTorah, brings a great Riches Yamim into the Malchus, into his own Malchus. And when he does that, through Esek HaTorah, he's bringing, the Torah itself is calling out to all the people who belong to him, who belong to his Malchus. And
Who's calling out here?
the Torah itself. Because the Das causes the Torah to in their story, in the concealment, to open up and to call the people and to call them in to Esek Torah.
I'm just reading some captions of Zohar. The Torah will be our savior, it will be our protector, the Torah itself.
Yeah.
You have to come across the statement.
Yes. So that is the. So we said that commensurately with the development of the Das, this makes Parnasa easier, and commensurately with the Hagdolah Sadas, then the Shalom, the peace becomes greater. Yeah. So Rabbeinu says as follows: V'zeh, in other words, this epitome of Das, we said, because when there's Das, there is Rachmanis. Because the Rachmanis is the result of Das. Rabbeinu says that when there is no Das, there's kas, there's anger. Anger is the result of a lack of Das. If there is Das, there is Rachamim, there is Rachmanis. Yeah, it's just good, this Rachamim. See, the thing is that there are basically three states of conduct. Kodesh Baruch Hu conducts the world, runs the world. First is the Anhaga of Chesed. Yamarti Olam Chesed Ibon. It was created as a pure altruistic act of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, just out of the goodness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's it. So every person is initially entitled to Chesed. Now, this is as long as a person does not follow his deeds, chas v'chalila. Because when that happens, when a person doesn't do wrong, when a person doesn't do averis. But if a person does averis, hold on just 1 second. This got very excited, and as a result, we lost our. Okay. And when a person, chas v'chalila, does things that he should not be doing, that is the midah of the gvura, of a din, because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve the chesed. But there's a din that stops it. That's the thing that brings dinim on a person, lo aleinu. But then there is another midah. There's another midah which is called rachamim. Rachamim is when the Kadosh Baruch Hu has rachmanis over a person, even though he did not behave himself. So that causes that Kadosh Baruch Hu will give a person, a chesed and the rachamim become smaller. They're only used in order to enable the person to receive the chesed. Because when a person doesn't have any kind of kalim, any kind of capacity to contain the chesed, like let's say that having a great amount of money would be an influx of chesed. But if a person doesn't have the kalim, the emotional kalim, the mental kalim to handle it, it kills him. He can't. The money, if a person gets a great amount of money and he doesn't have the kalim, it's only chesed without any tzimtzum, without any gvura, then it becomes big cruelty, big achzorius. But if a person has the kelim, can get now, and when the chesed comes to a person, even though he misbehaved, Kadosh Baruch Hu gives him chesed, but he gives it to him, with a little bit of gvura, so he'll be able to handle it, and the chesed won't harm him. And at that stage, it's called rachamim. Now, every single midah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, exists in two states. There is the way it is in this world, chesed of this world, gvura of this world, and there's the rachamim of this world, and so forth and so on. In the future, there's going to be a situation where there is Rav Chesed, not just Chesed, Rav Chesed. And Rachamim will be Rachamim Gedolim. These are Rachamim where we can get the Rachmanas HaKadosh Baruch Hu without any tzimtzumim, without any constriction. This is the Olam Haba. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, that when the Geula will come, there'll be such das. Now we're talking about when the das is so perfected. He says, Berevga kotoin azavtich, a small little moment I left you. Uverachamim gdoilim akabtzich. And with great rachamim, I will gather you back. Amen. Which means that we will learn Lasid Lavai, when the das will be the way it should be, the das of Lasid Lavai, which we're going to learn about now. we will realize that the entire Golos, with the Holocaust, with everything, was an instant, a small instant, a brief instant. I hid my face from you. The Rachamim Gdoilim is going to be great Rachamim. That we will be gathered to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll see, we'll realize that everything that we take to this world, from the perspective of this world, this is good, this is not good, this is taking so long, this is whatever it is, we realize this is all Merega Koton Azavti Stati Panamim. I left you, for a tiny little moment. But then we realize, that the whole thing was great rachamim. We can see this with Mitzvah. Without a das of this world, we can't deny, that, what is hard is hard. What is difficult is difficult. L'osid lava, we have a great das, then, and it says, V'zeh b'china shavuos. This level of das, of l'osid lava, which is a das that has no limitation. He says, is b'chinas shavuos, the b'chinas of the yontov of shavuos. We counted 7 times 7, 7 weeks of every single meter. Everything that took a week. Within the meter, we went through all the other meters. So we went through 59 gates of tzimtzumim, of constrictions. And with this, we're zeicher to das sholem, which is the das of Shavuos, which is a das that has no limitations. You no longer need the limitations of Hayom Yom, of Sfir Sa'imer. Each day is a tzimtzum. We learn this Torah that midas Yomai Mahi, the midah with which we get the life of Kadosh Baruch Hu is by days, another day, another day. When we came out of Mitzrayim, then we got a great das, and we're not just counting the days, but we're also counting the weeks. Weeks is a bigger measure. And when we are done counting the weeks, 7 weeks, now we're taking the of Shavuos, which is even above the weeks. It's Shavuos as in not just days, but in totality. Shavuos is a great sechel, which is very, very high. And is supernal chesed. And rachamim gedolim, great, great rachamim. Ki godol rachamim tole begodol das. How much, we already explained how much rachamim there is. Depends on how much das there is. The more das, the more rachamim.
Saying also that those who don't deserve rachamim are getting rachamim.
Rachamim is always has a certain aspect to it of don't deserve. Because they say tzaddikim, they are nizoin al pi midas adin. The tzaddikim, they are sustained in this world in midas adin, al pi din. That's tzaddikim. So midas adin say they deserve. Well, if it's tzaddikim Zanizoinim Bizra. Tzaddikim are al pi yosha they get because they don't take anything for themselves. Everything is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So they deserve Al Pi Midas Hadin. That is the best anhaga. Because when a Kadosh Baruch Hu conducts the world, it says Milchatchila Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to conduct the world, to run the world Al Pi Midas Hadin. But he saw that the world is not going to be able to sustain it. So he put Rachamim, he put, Midas HaChesed into it. And Chesed and Gvur, that's Rachamim. Rachamim is when you give somebody even though they don't deserve. So Rachamim is always a state, where a person does not deserve. So Rachamim told them, B'Shamatz Torah, it says in the time of the Torah, Nira Lahem Kezoken Mola Rachamim. Kadosh Baruch Hu showed himself to us twice. Once during Kriyas Yamsuf, and then during Matan Torah. So during Kriyas Yamsuf, Kadosh Baruch Hu showed himself as a young man, a Gibor Milchama, because he was fighting the Egyptians. He was revealing his Gvuros, he's revealing his Matan Torah. He showed himself Kezoken Mol Rachamim, as a sage, an old person that is filled with Rachamim. Pesach represents Kriyas Yamsuf, Yetzias Mitzrayim. Shavuos represents obviously Matan Torah. When the Das is B'Shleimus, so what they saw HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a vision of an elder that is filled with Rachamim, with compassion. This is the Arizal explains that the biggest nekuda, biggest shirish, the root of the Rachamim of Shavuos is half an hour before Alois HaShachar. Before dawn, half an hour before, that's the time to go to the mikveh. Because the mikveh of the Shavuos, this is the mikveh, all mikveh is Rachamim, always. That's why mikveh, when a person turns the mikveh, it cleanses a person, is mamtik, mikveh Yisrael, Moshe Bestzara, as Ruben says here, that it saves from suffering, it saves from, and whenever it is, that's why tzaddikim, they go to the mikveh all the time, especially when there is a dangerous time, then they go to the mikveh more, even a few times a day. And Bevadai, the shiur tonight is, to repel Rachamim on Klal Yisrael, B'ezrat Hashem. Baruch Hu should save us from all our enemies, Begashmis and Beruchmis. So this is the mikveh of Shavuos. It's a Pchinas mikveh shel Shara Chamishim. We have 49 gates of this world. Then there is the 50th gate, which is the 50th gate of Bina. They said that Moshe Rabbeinu got the Torah that we got from 49th gate of Bina. Shara Chamishim, Moshe Rabbeinu himself knew it, but it wasn't revealed to us. It will be revealed to us La'osid Lovo in the future, the house of the Geula. Then this is Shara Chamishim. Shara Chamishim is the total Rachamim. This is the way the Rachamim Kadosh Baruch Hu are expressed, will be expressed, the Olam Haba, that we will be able to perceive the Rachamim Kadosh Baruch Hu clean, openly, without any tzimtzum kiviyachol. Okay, now mikveh. So this Pesach said The Shara Elion Minun Shara Bino, this is the mikveh. Shubchino Sechel Elion, V'das, I mean Sechel V'das Elion, Chnas Chesed Elion, Rachmim Gedolim, as we said before.
I know it's a half hour before I put this on.
Arizal says. I mean, you have to understand, whenever it is that you go into Shavuos, you get the Rachamim. When you go from Chatzois of Erev Yom Tov, the mikveh already has a bechina of Shara Chamisha. But it's the most potent, Arizal reveals, the most potent at that time, which is half an hour before Elois HaShachar. That's what Arizal says. So around that time, that's the this is what people travel then. And that's why Shavuos, okay, and because the mikveh is Sechel V'das Elyon, such a supernal Sechel, supernal mikveh, Moshe Mikol HaTzoros, the mikveh saves from all the trouble. Because through the Tefillah reveals the Midah of Chesed and Rachamim. Moshe Kosov says, Mikveh Yisrael, Moshe Bes Tzara. The mikveh of Israel saves them during the time of trouble. Chesed Elyon, this is the supernal Chesed. It's a Chesed that is above all the Chesed. Shemoshe Mikol HaTzoros, that it saves from all the trouble. That's why the mikveh purifies from all the tumas. Moshe Kosov says, and I should throw upon you pure water, holy water, and you will be purified from all the desires, from all. So that's the reason why it saves a person from all the Yisurim. And Yisurim below, there's no such thing as Yisurim without sins before them. Without sin, without virus before them. Now, there could be, the Yisurim that a person, Lo Aleinu, goes through because of his own Yisurim. And then the Yisurim, the Tzaddikim go through. And the Yisurim the Tzaddikim go through is for the sake of all the people that are close to them. The Ramchal explains that there are two ways to get to Gan Eden. There are two ways of doing it. One way is when a person is a tzaddik. A person does what he needs to do. Whatever is not 100% that he goes through in this world, then Kadosh Baruch Hu extracts a little bit of Yisurim to him in this world to clean him out, to cleanse him. So in Olam Haba, it goes to Gan Eden, straight in. Now, he is a tzaddik, no problem. But most of us do not reach that level of tzidkis. And as a result, the people that don't reach that level of righteousness, they still need to go to Gan Eden. But in order to get to Gan Eden, Chas v'Chalila, they'll have to go through such a Surim, they won't be able to withstand it. They won't be able to take it. So the Ramchal explains what happens is that their way to get to Gan Eden is that they get close to the tzaddik. Yeah, sounds like a bris of a Torah, but there's a Ramchal. Okay? And he says that they get close to the tzaddik. And what happens is that the tzaddik takes upon himself the Yisurim that his people need to go through, but they can't handle it. They don't have the kind of emunah and bitochen that is necessary, not to be broken by these Yisurim. So the tzaddik takes the Yisurim upon himself. And then what happens is that in Olam Haba, all these people go together with the tzaddik to his Gan Eden, and the tzaddik himself gets an extra Gan Eden, a higher Gan Eden, because of all the Yisurim that he accepted upon himself for all the other people. Yeah. But he said he accepted upon himself. He said he was voluntarily accepted upon himself. And now the thing is, in order to make things clear, Baruch Hashem, we are close to the tzaddik. And a person needs to understand that, first of all, you don't have to be afraid from dinim. Dinim, judgments. Baruch Hashem, we are connected to tzaddik. And you also need to understand, with people, and when they get Yisurim, they get to feel very guilty. If they have Yisurim, they feel very guilty because it's very difficult for them to suffer the Yisurim. But if a person has emunah, he knows that the Yisurim he goes through is et Hashem Yav Hashem Yechiach. He's doing it for you. So on one hand, I know that everything Kadosh Baruch Hu does is with Rachamim. On the other hand, I see myself that I don't have the kalim. Person doesn't have the kalim to sustain the Yisurim. So, on one hand, he's plotting. On the other hand, he knows it's Kulei Chesed. You should know that it's 100% okay. First of all, when a person goes Lo Aleinu V'Lo Aleichem through Yisurim, first thing, say thank you to Kadosh Baruch Hu for these Yisurim. First of all, first thing. Doesn't matter, you mean it, you don't mean it. First thing first. And then, you can tell Kadosh Baruch Hu that you don't have the koiches for that. Be open. Tell Kadosh Baruch Hu you don't have the koiches for that. Yeah. The Gemara, when the Gemara speaks, says the story of Hanan, Mishael, and Azariah. The three friends, the three comrades of Daniel, that Nebuchadnezzar threw them because they wouldn't bow to the idol. So they threw him into the pit of fire. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Nebuchadnezzar threw them into the pit of fire and they didn't burn. They came out. It was a big miracle. So the Gemara says flat out, they were able to stand this concern of being thrown into the fire. But had the Bavlim, Chas v'Chalila, would have beaten them up, they would have bowed down to the idol. In other words, even Hanani, Mishael, and Azariah, the tzaddikim, were like angels. They had their own limitations. They had their own limitations. Now we understand the limitations here. They could sustain being thrown to the fire, yes, but to be beaten up, no. Okay, go figure. So this is what they could do. But why does the Gemara tell us that? What's it? Because there's a limit. This you can take, this you can't take. So first of all, the idea is with Chas v'Chalila Yisurim la'aleinu v'la'alechem come upon a person. First thing is say thank you. Thank you. Spasiba. Shkoyach. And then, once you're there, open it up. This is what you can, this is what you can. You're not being as ponim. You're not kicking the Yisurim. You're not throwing a tantrum. You're not saying, okay, that's it. I didn't sign up for that. None of that. A person just go and says to Kadosh Baruch Hu, that's it. Some people can, some people can't. I can't. What can I do? Just to know, I guess I shouldn't bang on the table. Hold on.
What do you say that Hashem only gives you the amount of serving that you can handle?
Nevertheless, some of it is for you if you have the seichel to tell Kadosh Baruch Hu, this is what you can take, this is what you can't take. You tell Kadosh Baruch Hu, he takes it away.
How can you?
Yeah, that's rachamim. That's rachamim. You have to be open. It doesn't mean that, bevadai, I had this story from one of the people of the Bluzer Koenig, from Tzfat. The Bluzer Koenig from Tzfat. That he went through, lung transplant. Lung transplant. Transplant. Yep. And they did it in America. And when they did the operation, they said, afterwards, there was a person who took care of him, arranged for everything. The doctor said that situation was very, very bad after the operation because apparently Rav Koenig could not speak. Like, he became mute. That's what the surgeon said. Rav Koenig. That went through. So why do you say that? It's because he is under immense amount of pain. And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't ask for any, painkillers or anything. Doesn't say anything. So that person went to Rav Koenig. And the doctor said that he needs to get these pain medications in order to heal. So he went to Rav Koenig and he told him what the doctor said. So he told him, from 0 to 10, how much pain are you in? So he said 11. So he told him, so why don't you say something? So Rav Koenig told him, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you a gift, you don't throw it back. No, Rav Rosenfeld, when he had Yenim Maisa, before he passed away, he had Yenim Achla, he refused any kind of painkillers. He would not take any painkillers. Yeah. Not take any painkillers. But the Baruch Hu gives you a gift, you don't throw it back. So so he told Rav Koenig, the doctor said that you need to get painkillers in order to get better. He says, okay, if that's the case, I'll take painkillers. So this is what he could do. But it doesn't mean that this is what you can do. Or what I can do. We can't do that. So first of all, you say thank you. Because if you already feel that, which means you already went through, you already got the gift. So you say thank you. When you say, but I can't take it anymore. I just can't take. It's okay. That's why there's rachamim. You need more rachamim. And this is the mikveh is a das gedoilo, and when a person purifies like this, there's no yisurim. It sweetens the yisurim. The mikveh is Mashiach from all the yisurim. Rabbeinu says, "V'zeh pchinas man," the manna that Am Yisrael got when he came out of Mitzrayim, which is das godol, which is great das. Shu pchinas mikveh shel sharanun. Man is mem nun, is mikveh of sharanun, mem nun. Shu pchinas das godol. This is a great das. It's limitless das. Ki aman, the root of the man, upchinas das. As we will go about Hashem more deeply next week. But the nikuda that as we will learn weiter B'ezrat Hashem is before they got the man, before Am Yisrael got the man, they ate matzah. They said they ate the man for 40 years. The 40 years. We had the man for 40 years until it came to Eretz Yisrael. So they said, but it was 30 years, says the Gemara, minus 30 days. Because they didn't get the man until 1 month, until they got into the desert. So how does the Torah says that they got to eat the man for 40 years? The Gemara says the cake, the matzah they took out of Mitzrayim, at the time of the man, at the taste of the man. Man and matzah are the two opposite kinds of das, two levels of das. We said last week, matzah is a matzah merivo. It's a machlokes. Man is a das godel of shalom. Before a person comes to a das godel of shalom, of pchinas man, a person has to go through a das of matzah. It's machlokes Hashem Shamayim. We'll talk about it with Hashem more next week. But it can be understood is when a person looks at the things that happened to him during his lifetime. you can see that the entrance to any kind of das, of yeshiva das, of a settled mind, of serenity, always follows a state of machlokes. You want good, there are difficulties, you don't understand how can it be, I want good, how come I'm getting this, and so forth and so on. And this is, a person takes it right and knows the machlokes Hashem Shamayim, ultimately from the machlokes itself, he is getting kalim with which to makabel the sechel elyon and be settled. So first of all, in Pesach, they went out of Mitzrayim, which Baruch Hu seemed like a young man of war, which is machlokes, Chinas Matzah. And then when they got to Har Sinai, to Matan Torah, he was revealed to Zok and Malarachmi, means they already had, all the kale that they needed for the das to settle in and to accept it. They didn't need that fight anymore. Even though the machlokes Shem Shamayim, the Rabbeinu explains, is actually having a higher das than das of Shalom, as we will learn with Hashem. Nevertheless, the two beginners of das. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu B'ezrat Hashem, first of all, we mezakeh all of us, B'ezrat Hashem, b'shalom. Baruch Hu B'ezrat Hashem should be machnia all the enemies of Am Yisrael, save us from everything we need to be saved. So the Torah Rabbeinu HaKadosh, and this highly Geteira B'ezrat Hashem. And B'ezrat Hashem will be zocher to Geula Shleimo, and B'vias Mashiach Tzidkenu B'ezrat Hashem soon, nowadays B'ezrat Hashem. Call Tuv to everyone. Let's see. Stop recording. Stop.